Everyone wants to know which one's faster in 2025, metal braces or clear aligners. Here's the truth. Speed isn't just about brackets or trays. It's about planning, biology, and how the two systems can actually work together. So let's break down what really controls treatment speed and which option can get you to the finish line first. Hi, I'm Dr. Jeremy Manueli, board certified orthodontist and dentofacial orthopedist, and I'm glad you're here. So let's start with this idea of faster. What does that even mean in orthodontics? Most people hear fast and they think my teeth will move quicker, but really tooth movement is a biological process, not a mechanical one. Your teeth aren't little chess pieces we can just slide around. They're actually anchored in bone, and every time we move one, that bone has to remodel around it. That's why orthodontics takes months, sometimes years instead of just days. The cells that break down bone on one side and rebuild it on the other only work so fast, no matter how high-tech your approach is. It's kind of like remodeling your house while still living in it. You can't just bulldoze the walls and hope it looks great tomorrow. There's a process, and that process has a biological speed limit. Now, can we influence that process? To some degree, yes. There are tools and techniques like MOPs or micro-osteoperforations, vibration devices like V-Pro, and even infrared or low-level laser therapy like Ortho Pulse that may help accelerate cellular activity in the bone itself. Think of them like little boosts to your body's natural remodeling system. We actually covered these systems in a bit more detail in this video here, so be sure to check it out. But even with all the biological factors at play, the biggest factor in how fast your treatment goes isn't a gadget, it's the orthodontic plan itself. Now, if you're seriously considering improving your facial balance or correcting bite and jaw issues the right way, our team at Hamilton and Manueli Orthodontics can help. If you're here in Las Vegas, head over to hmortho.com to book an in-person consultation. And if you're not local, head over to vegasorthodoc.com, where you can upload your records securely and we'll review everything together remotely to see what's actually possible for your smile and bite. Okay, so if biology sets the speed limit, then planning is your roadmap. Let's look at how digital planning in 2025 can make or break your treatment time. So in 2025, we're living in the digital age of orthodontics. We can now design your entire treatment, whether braces or clear aligners or both, in 3 dimensions before we ever touch a tooth. When we plan a braces case, for example, we use something called digital indirect bonding. And it means your braces aren't just eyeballed onto your teeth like they used to be decades ago. They're precisely positioned in a software based on your anatomy, your bite, your smile line, down to fractions of a millimeter. Then we 3D print custom trays that deliver each bracket exactly the right spot on every tooth as planned. It's kind of like GPS for your braces. You don't just start driving and hope you end up at the right destination. You plan the route before. And that precision saves months of guesswork and mid-course corrections. And with clear aligners, it's the same story. Digital setups let us design tooth movement in small and staged steps. The problem is, if that digital plan is off even a little, your aligners won't track properly. The trays stop fitting, we have to rescan, reprint, and that can add weeks or even months to your overall treatment time. But the best plan in the world can fail if one thing doesn't go right, and that's you. So let's talk about the human factor that decides whether your treatment stays fast or slows to a crawl. So another factor in your overall treatment speed is compliance. So let's start with braces. Braces are glued to your teeth. They're always working, even if you forget about them. They're still doing their job. You can't take them out. You don't have to remember to put them back in after lunch or before bed. Clear aligners, on the other hand, they depend on you. You've got to wear them 20+ hours a day, every day. So if you're that person who forgets their phone half the time, or you're a teenager who struggles to remember their homework, clear aligners might not be your best speed option. Because here's what happens. You forget to wear them, or you leave them out during dinner, and then you fall asleep without putting them back in. The trays don't quite fit right a week later. Teeth fall off track. Suddenly you're doing a refinement, which basically means hitting the reset button and adding time to your treatment. Braces don't care if you're tired, distracted, they're working 24/7, holidays and weekends included. Clear aligners are more like a gym membership. They only work if you actually show up. So when patients ask me which one's faster, I always ask right back, how consistent are you? Because if you're dedicated, clear aligners can absolutely keep pace with and sometimes even outpace braces. But if you're not, those little clear trays can slow you way down. But what if your case isn't simple? This is where braces can still pull ahead and where case complexity decides everything. So this is where braces still has an edge. For cases with severe crowding, complex rotations, deep bites, or severely slanted roots, braces just have more of a mechanical advantage and control. We can apply forces in ways that aligners can't, at least not predictably. So think of it like moving furniture up a staircase. If you're just sliding a chair, no problem, you can handle it yourself. But if you're hauling a couch around a corner, you probably want a friend helping to hold and steady it. That's what braces do. They give us more mechanical anchorage and more grip. and more control over each tooth and how it moves in 3 dimensions. Clear aligners, on the other hand, are often faster for simple things like spacing, mild crowding, and finishing details once all the heavy lifting is done. They're also faster for polishing the bite up and making those micro adjustments at the end. That's why hybrid treatment, basically starting with braces and finishing with clear aligners, has become such a game changer. You get the efficiency and predictability of braces to do the bulk movements, and then switch to clear aligners for the fine tuning. It's like starting your house renovation with power tools, but finishing with that fine paintbrush. Each tool does what it's designed for, and together, you get across the finish line faster. And just when you think orthodontics couldn't get more efficient, 2025 tech has completely rewritten the rules. Ortho tech in 2025 has completely changed the playing field altogether. Today, clear aligners are often 3D printed, not vacuum formed on sheets of plastic like they used to be. That means that every tray is brand new and printed directly on the digital scan of your teeth. They fit better, they track better, and they often require fewer attachments, sometimes none at all. The attachments are those little tooth-colored bumps that help grip the trays. It's kind of wild when you think about it. It's like putting on a brand new aligner every single day. In fact, we recently did a deep dive video on these new aligners that you can check out right here. Now, when it comes to braces efficiencies, we've got self-ligating brackets and low friction wire systems that let teeth slide more smoothly with less resistance. Add to that AI-assisted treatment planning, and you've got a system that's miles ahead of what orthodontics looked like even just 5 years ago. So yes, the tools have evolved, but again, even the fanciest system won't make up for a poorly planned case or poor compliance. So what do the studies actually say? Let's take a look at what research and real-world results show about which treatment option truly does finish faster. Recent studies have compared treatment times between braces and clear aligners, and most show that while clear aligners can be faster for mild cases, braces tend to win by a few months when you include complex movements and refinements. Interestingly, research also shows that orthodontists and patients often underestimate how long the treatment's actually going to take, because refinements add hidden time. You might think your aligner plan is 30 trays, but if you need 2 refinements, suddenly you're at 45, 50, maybe even 75. With braces, what you see is what you get. Once you hit the goals, we're done. That said, when clear aligners are planned well, tracked closely, and worn as directed, the difference in total treatment time can be very small. So yes, research matters, but it only tells part of the story. Because in the real world, compliance, biology, and case design are what actually determine who finishes faster. So after all that, which one's really faster for you? Let's wrap this up, and I want to drive this point home. The fastest orthodontic treatment isn't about picking sides, it's about customization. If someone tells you braces are always faster, they're oversimplifying. If someone says aligners are always faster, they're overselling. The truth is, speed comes down to biology, lifestyle, and how precisely your case is planned and executed. When braces are planned digitally, bonded accurately, and monitored with good wire sequencing, they are incredibly efficient. And when clear aligners are designed smartly with the right staging and the right attachments and design, and paired with excellent compliance, they can match and sometimes even beat the efficiency of braces. And when you combine the two in a hybrid plan, you're not choosing sides. You're optimizing both systems for maximum efficiency. So if you're out there wondering which one's faster for you, the answer is, let's find out. Every mouth is different, every lifestyle is different, and every plan should be too. My name is Dr. Jeremy Manueli. Thanks for watching. Subscribe as always because your smile is worth doing right, and I will see you in the next one.